My sister held my insulin over the sink and said, "If I can't have diabetes, then neither can you." The garbage disposal was right under her hand, humming like a threat. 9 days later, she was sobbing in court while the judge read the charges. "I've had type 1 since I was little. I was the younger son." My sister acted like my pancreas personally offended her. She was 5 years older, louder, and always desperate to be the main character. She'd hide my glucose meter before meals. She'd steal the juice boxes meant for Lowe's. Then she'd grin and tell our parents I was doing it for attention. When I was 10, she threw away my insulin before a family trip. We didn't find out until we were already packed. By nightfall, I was in the ICU. My parents called it jealousy and told me to be patient. They didn't understand she was taking notes. Years later, she announced at dinner that she felt shaky between meals. She waved my meter around and pointed at old weird numbers like they were proof. My mom booked her an appointment immediately. The tests were normal. My sister decided reality was wrong. After that, she started performing. In stores, she'd wobble and whisper, "I'm crashing." People rushed to help her. She learned my tremor, my slow speech, my confused stare. Once, she collapsed at my birthday party and wouldn't stop until someone fed her cake. Thanksgiving finally cracked her act. She started her usual shaking routine, and my cousin said, "Funny, I saw you eating candy in your room an hour ago." My aunt, a nurse, tested her right there. 95, normal. The shaking shut off instantly, like a switch. That night, my parents found her journal, pages of planning, how to fake symptoms, how to steal the spotlight. For the first time in my life, my dad didn't negotiate. He told her to get out. She didn't leave quietly. The next morning, my pump was screaming empty, even though I just changed it. My backup pens were gone. My emergency kit was gone. It was a holiday weekend, and the pharmacy wouldn't reopen for days. My parents were out shopping and ignoring their phones. I walked into the kitchen and saw my sister standing there, calm as stone. She held my insulin like it was a prize. Some of it was already swirling down the drain. "Here's the deal," she said. "You tell mom and dad you coached me. You admit you helped me fake it." Then she tapped the disposal switch. "Or I destroy the rest and you get a real emergency." My mouth went dry. My skin felt hot. I could feel the clock in my body start ticking. I looked toward the living room where the landline sat. She stepped in front of the doorway. A kitchen knife appeared on the counter, placed gently, like she'd rehearsed it. "You're sweating already," she said, almost amused. "How high are you? 400? Then everything slowed down. She lifted one vial. She tilted it. She watched my face. "Choose," she whispered. "Please," I said, and my voice cracked. She smiled. Wrong answer. The vial dropped into the disposal. She flipped the switch. Grind. Rattle. Silence. "One down," she said, holding up the rest. "Try again." That's when the doorbell rang. My elderly neighbor's voice floated through the door. "I brought pie. You okay in there?" My sister ran to the front, forcing a cheerful tone. I knocked a glass off the counter on purpose. It shattered hard. My neighbor didn't buy the lie. She said my name. She said, "I'm calling 911, and I heard her outside, actually doing it." My sister came back pale and furious, clutching the last vials. "If you ruin this, I ruin you," she hissed. But red and blue lights hit the windows before she could make her move. Paramedics pushed in. Police followed. My neighbor stood behind them with a spare key, not even blinking. A monitor beeped as they checked me. An officer picked up the phone my sister had propped on the counter, still recording. Broken glass. Insulin smell. The knife. My sister tried to say I destroyed my own supplies. Nobody believed her. My parents arrived to flashing lights and strangers in our kitchen. My mom looked at me, then at my sister, and her face just fell apart. My dad didn't yell. He didn't have to. He stared at my sister like he'd never met her. Now it's 9 days later. I sat in the courtroom with an insulin lockbox on my lap like it was armor. My sister cried in front of the judge, makeup streaking down her face. They read it out loud. Reckless endangerment, theft, destruction of life-saving medication. She turned toward me and mouthed, "Please." I didn't say a word. I just watched her finally run out of control.